today at ARK Veterinary Hospital in Charlotte, North Carolina, and we're talking with Dr. Kevin Scruggs. Thank you for being here today, Dr. Scruggs.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Tell us a little bit about your hospital.
We just opened up December 20th, 2022. We're one of the few mixed animal hospitals in the Charlotte area, and we see pretty much all species.
Okay, you say mixed hospital. What does that mean?
Mixed animal is large and small. So you see your domestic dogs and cats, the regular, and then maybe pocket pets. And then you go to your exotics like birds and snakes and turtles. And it gets really wild once you get to the large animals. You got the cows and the pigs, the ones that can really do some damage to you.
Have you ever been injured?
Yes, I have a few times, but luckily it was nothing major. Look at the tail in this thing. I haven't been kicked by a horse yet, but it's just mainly been cat scratches and dog bites, really. So nothing major.
Are there vets here, or is it just you?
Definitely not just me. This is three owners who all graduated from Tuskegee.
So are you all from the area?
Actually, no. Dr. Blackwell is from Charlotte. Dr. Prioleau is from Irmo, South Carolina, and I am actually from Detroit.
That sounds like a lot of cultural shock for you, going from Detroit to in the country and going to farms and cows and doing what you do. Where do you go see these animals?
They can transport the large animals here in the trailer, and that's great. And for the farms that do have multiple animals, 40 or 50 head of goats or sheep or cows, whatever it may be. We do have our ambulatory truck just in case they can't.
That is really interesting. I don't know of any other place around here that does that. Are you the only ones?
That does both large and small. We're one of the few. In this area, it's mainly just dogs and cats and exotics for other hospitals, or all large animals.
What do you do here?
This is just not standard exam table, but it's a table/scale. The unique feature is it does go up and it goes down. So our larger 300-pound goats that we have, or pigs, if we need to get them on here, we'll lower it and then fully lift them onto here and then raise it up and get them ready for surgery before they go in, or do whatever ultrasound or blood sampling we need to do, and then they can go into the surgery room, or we can reverse and wake them up here and they need to go. So
tell us a story. What's a recent animal that's been on this table?
Large animal named London. She came in kind of in distress. She had been attacked by a few larger German Shepherds, I believe it was. And it turns out that she was kind of like the alpha male of the pack. And so she took on a lot of the damage trying to protect the other sheep.
Oh.
And so she had scratches around her head, bite marks all over her body.
Oh, no.
And a couple of the wounds were open and actively bleeding. And so we did need to sedate her and get her up here. And luckily, she is doing well so far. She recovered pretty well. And she did receive a couple of stitches. Dr. Prioleau was the one that put the stitches in, gave her sedation. We got that going and got her on antibiotics as well. So she recovered pretty nicely.
How did you decide to be a veterinarian?
I used to have asthma as a child, and I outgrew it. When I did have asthma, I could not have or hang out with animals. And when I realized that I had not become as sensitive to the allergens that animals give off, I decided that I could work with them, and I would work with them to fix them.
You were telling me before that you grew up learning about God and compassion toward humans, and also I guess that worked its way into your career being a veterinarian. Can you tell me a little bit about your upbringing? What was it like growing up in Detroit?
It was definitely different than growing up here. Dad was a pastor, or is a pastor. Every Sunday it was just going to church. Wednesdays going to Wednesday night Bible study. And so definitely always grew up in a church. And him and my mother, she's an evangelistic minister, but she and he wanted me to go down that path, and it was great, but it was not for me. And so I definitely took my compassion and God-fearing attitude into another career, which was the veterinary field. That's how I help people. That's how I help animals, the ones that can't speak. We are their voice.
Oh, that's great. I know my dogs are my children. Like, I love my dogs. I love all animals. You all not only help the animals, those owners that come in and they may not be able to afford to help their little one. Tell us about what you do for those.
through donations and tips of everybody. If they think we did a good job, they'll tip, and then that goes into the charitable fund. For instance, we did have a client come in the other day with an animal that was seizing. It had just been attacked. What we wanted to do was going to be way out of the budget range. And so we worked with them, and they were able to take care of a little bit of the bill, and then we took care of the rest with our charitable fund, and it made a huge difference, definitely for the dog. She was stabilized, and she was able to go home and nurse her puppies at the end of the day, so it was a good day.
That is awesome. You guys work with the community so well. I mean, you're such an asset to this area. What else do you guys do? Do you work with rescues?
One of our biggest clients is Charlotte Rescue, Forgotten Now Family Rescue. We found them early on as soon as we opened, and they have been a blessing to us, and we are just trying to repay it to them.
This is
actually one of their rescues here.
Oh,
This is Coco.
Cute.
She came in, she has full use of her front limbs, but there is something going on with her hind limbs, and she's a little bit weak in the back area. So we've been trying to diagnose, figure out what's going on. We got her on some medications now, and she's actually doing a lot better, which is great, but she's one of the cutest and sweetest, and she has a couple of tricks up her sleeve that she shows us every day, but she's been a joy. She's been a joy to have, definitely.
Oh, she's adorable.
Yeah.
You did a cat spay in, did you say 3 minutes and 14 seconds?
I think that was the fastest time I did.
Very impressive.
Yes. Me and Dr. Prioleau were both in Texas. He had been working with a rescue, and I had been working the same, and we got pretty fast. I had gotten maybe down to 3 minutes and 14 seconds, and he was doing breaking 3-minute marks.
Could you just give us a little bit of insight on what you see when these rescues come in? I mean, what do you deal with?
A lot of the time, the animals that come in have been through abusive relationships with their owners or the people that have them.
Yeah.
Or neglect, basically. So we'll get animals that are extremely skinny, anorexic, that chewed off half of their paw, or just have really deep wounds, burns. We see it all. This is our boarding area back here. Most of the dogs are from the rescue I told you about, Forgotten Now Family Rescue.
Oh.
And they're excited to see us, definitely. So yeah, we got Andy here, Barnacle, sister. This is Bubba, the burn victim dog here. Almost made a full recovery. Almost. He's doing really good. Yep, that's the baby. Yeah. And then Lobo here. Something happened with the ears. I'm not really sure what, but that probably some type of cruelty from wherever he was before. This is little Mochi here. He's one of the sweetest. All the way down here, we have Simon. Simon has that pitiful look on his face, but he's a sweetheart, definitely. Recovering from some skin issues, but he's doing well. He was one of the anorexic cases. Came in really skinny, and he's just over time he's putting on weight, but yeah, slow and easy does it. So he's doing well. A lot of dogs will come in hit by cars, so they need a leg amputation. Luckily, we can provide all those services. There are some cases that don't turn out so well. For the ones that we can help, we do it to the best of our abilities, for sure.
So your expertise is in surgeries then, right?
Small animal, yes. Spays and neuters. That's what I did for years. Do up to 35 or 40 a day at one point.
My, that's
So
a lot.
We do a bunch.
That's a lot.
Yeah, quite a few other surgeries. So.
Like tumors and that sort of thing?
Tumor removals, laceration repairs, eye removals, bladder stone removals, kidney, if we need to take kidneys out, spleens, if you need to take spleens out.
This sounds like a horror movie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, horror movie. A lot of it gets a little gory in the surgery room, definitely, but it's necessary. Right over here is our actual anesthesia machine.
Do they have a little mask?
Yes, they definitely do.
Oh, let's see.
A small version here.
Oh,
for our
that's
8-inch
so
chihuahuas.
cute.
And then we
that
have
goes over their little snout?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Lots of surgeries on this table here using this machine. We saved a bunch of lives, so it's very essential to the practice.
So all those sad cases, I mean, it must get to you. Like after a while, you have to feel like, I mean, I know you do a lot of good, you save a lot of animals, but after a while, it must be sad. How do you deal with that?
Not all veterinarians can. The compassion fatigue is a serious, real thing, especially in the veterinary field, because there's always a lot of emotions. People love their animals, like you, of course.
Yes.
And so if we cannot save them, or if they come in and they think that we did something wrong, they'll take it out on us,
Oh.
even though we've been working as hard as we can, putting in the time, putting in the hours. Not every situation turns out well, and then we receive the backlash, and that compassion kind of it kind of gets winded, I guess you can say. It gets tired, and we can go into feeling pretty sad.
Unfortunately, I have something else, but it was very nice to meet you, Doctor. So,
Thank you for the help. Thank you.
Hi, James. Thanks for your help.
You're very welcome. Sorry I can't stay longer.
It's okay.
Anyhow,
Thank you.
have a great night. Good job.
Thanks for all your help.
So tell me about the breakdown. Do you want to talk about that?
It can.
It's up to you. Is that too personal?
It would be new for everybody. I haven't told anybody about that.
Oh, well, do you want to? I mean, don't feel pressure to talk about something you don't want to talk about.
I don't mind.
What happened?
I don't know. I really don't.
Was it?
I just went back to the
This?
house. No.
Was it compassion? Oh,
Yes, it was, but more like depression.
but was it from being a veterinarian?
It was from work and the long hours and it's very demanding, I guess. As a vet, you'll go through runs where it seems like everything is not making it and not making it and not making it, and it will. I consider myself pretty tough, emotionally and mentally, but it broke me down really good one time, and so I had to take a couple of days. Luckily, it was a weekend, and I pushed myself to work. But even if I felt bad, I probably would have still went in. But I had the next day off, so I stayed on the couch, and I was just like, I was just sad, just out of it, and it was I don't know why. I think it's around the time my grandmother had passed away too. During COVID. And so everything was like at its height. I don't know, a couple patients hadn't made it maybe, and it's not even, the owners weren't even mad, but you put so much time and effort into animals and you create a bond. And then when they don't make it, it kind of, one or two can bounce off you, but if you have a this and that patient that's sick, then they don't do well, and then you have a couple of euthanasias that don't, that's never good.
Yeah.
But it was a good couple of days, and I didn't want to eat for a while. I was just on the couch, and it was, I don't know, it came out of nowhere, and I bounced back, but I just don't know exactly what it was. I think it was a combination of everything, but I just felt really bad, and luckily I was able to bounce back from that. But it was wild. Made me question my career. Like, what should I keep going, or cause you just tired?
Yeah.
Like you don't want to do anything. You're afraid to step in and work on a case. And I know I'm speaking for millions of vets with that, because it messes with you. But
Well, what made you go on?
prayed with my dad a little bit, and of course they continue. They always praying for me. But yeah, that was something. I left Detroit first out of all four of my siblings, and not surrounded by anybody. No family near. It was just me living by myself, and it was learning and making mistakes and learning and making mistakes. And then we do 18-hour days. I think I was just getting used to it, and it kind of hit me hard, like really hard. I had never had that happen before. God helped me through it, and I'm still here today. I had to take care of me for a little bit, but now now that I'm good, I can step in and take care of other animals. But
You got all that right? You did good. She started out just talking. Thank you so much for showing me around. Your hospital is beautiful.
thank you for coming out and taking a little tour with me. We're definitely open for business and ready for whatever they bring to us.
So if someone wants to donate to your charitable fund, how do they do that?
Oh, well, they can either contact us here at the hospital or they can donate to our Cash App.
Okay, great. Well, I'm so impressed with everything you do here. Your compassion is wonderful. So please continue to save animals.
Definitely, we'll do what we can.